from Onpassive Nation Australia. So I will be chatting with a great guy about a business platform that you can go to sleep at night and wake up with money in your wallet. So if anything resonates with you, please tap the like button and the notification for more YouTube series, and please share around. So I'm Yvonne Mackett and I'm from Perth, Australia. And today we're chatting with the lovely Marty Degarmo. This is a man with a huge heart on and offline. And he is a family man. He has a lovely wife, Dawn, and they have 5 grandchildren. And Dawn actually does homeschooling with them, and they're loving it all. So he has lots of children running around while he does his webinars. He has a singing dog and a bird, so you might hear him as well. So you may hear mine too, so excuse me, because they like to get in on the act. Hi, Marty. How are you doing today?
Unbelievable. Even better now. Yeah, very good.
Awesome. It's great to have you here, and thank you so much for all the great work you're doing. I know you've tallied up with Dan Street and Mike Ellis, and you're putting out some really great videos and doing an awesome job. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, just a little bit about how did you come across Onpassive?
Okay. I'll try to keep it short, but as you know, I'm a blabbermouth, so that's why I don't do videos. But anyway, I've been online since 2004. I got online to make money or look at ways to make money because I wound up on disability. And I said, and I made pretty good money, so I had to see if I could find a way to make extra income. So I went online and I saw people are making money and looked pretty simple. And I said, I could do that. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. And I got online and I followed, I can't even tell you the first business I was in, but you get in and the person or the guru or whatever you want to call them, hey, join my free service, my free training, and you'll learn how to do everything you need to know. Okay. I said, oh, what do I got to lose? So I get in, I do the training. At the end of the training, I feel pretty much the same. No bells are going off, but I don't feel that much smarter. So I'm like, okay, what now? Well, here's what you really need. Course number 2, which is $500 now. This will put you over the edge and above, so you'll know how to market. I wanted to learn how to market. I want to know how to build teams and all that. Obviously, I did all the course things. It cost me thousands of dollars. I realized that didn't work. And then I would get into businesses and follow the main person. In fact, I made it a point to meet them. Not meet them personally, but at least online or talk with them or on the phone, because I want to know who I'm following. And so I would get to meet them, and then I'd say, I'd ask them flat out, what do you have that can help me? I don't want to be just a follower. I want to know what you know, if you can share it. And I found painfully for about 10 years that they can't duplicate what they're doing. And in some cases, they don't even know what they're telling you they're doing. It's a facade. They're not quite what they say they are, some of them. And I didn't know that at first. So I spent 10 years doing what I could, and I started learning on my own, which is just expensive because you don't know what you're doing. I'm trying to do Facebook. Then I got Twitter, and I started marketing on Twitter, and I had 50 Twitter accounts. I had 500,000 followers. I started using Twitter. I did everything the cheapest I could because I didn't have a lot of money. So I did it with low budget. But I found a way to make systems that started working. And I learned that, wow, that's pretty cool. So about 7 years ago, I met Mike Ellis and Dan Street. And they could do things that maybe not necessarily I couldn't do, I didn't want to do. So Dan was very good at writing and doing the content, whether it came from me or Mike. Dan could write it up perfect. It's unbelievable. And then Mike as you know, or you may not know, does videos very, very well. So the three of us turned out to be a pretty good marketer as one. So we started in many business. Now we're a team. We get in and bring in 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, hundreds of people. The problem was we would bring in 50 people and 30 would quit in 60 days. And you bring in another 40 and 20 would quit. You bring in, and that just went on and on and on. And the reason it was the same reason it was for me. They don't know how to do what I'm doing. So I said, okay, I'll show them. And I realized I did know some stuff, but I couldn't transfer what I knew to somebody that just got online yesterday. They didn't even understand the words I was saying. So I'm trying to educate them and teach them what I learned, at the same time trying to help them make money. Now, remember, we're in companies that could care less if everybody made money or not. That's why the 3% drive the whole company. That's why they get in trouble. That's where the pyramid comes in, because the only way to maintain the company is how many people can you recruit. They lose the concept that you should grow a business from customers, not from numbers of people that get plowed up in this game. Well, we did that for a few years. And then about 20 months ago, I was ready to quit it all, because what I hated more than not knowing how to do is knowing how to do it and not being able to bring anybody with me. So, talking with Mike and Dan, I said, look, I can't do this. I mean, I met these gurus. I know them personally, some of them. And I had gotten a conversation with one that made $1 million in one day. And he was telling me, yeah, we got to do this, this, and this. And I said to him, I said, you're telling everybody what a great job, but you're not being truthful, because what they're doing is nowhere near good enough to make any money. You're like giving them a that a boy, and it's just not being honest. I said, they're not gonna find out what you know on how to make money. He goes, well, that's good, isn't it? You don't want everybody to know. And I went, oh. I was done with that. I said, well, that's not me. So I got out, told Mike and Dan, I'm not doing that. I don't know what we're doing. I was thinking about starting my own business, but I don't have the money for that. So I said, I'm gonna start looking for something. Now, you know what's really bad about looking for something is when you're looking for something you think doesn't exist, right? I'm looking for Onpassive, and I'm thinking there's no company out there that cares that much about people. It doesn't exist. So I looked anyway, and I saw Peter Rogers and Redford. You guys know Peter and Red, or you've heard of them. So I said, hey, Peter, what are you doing? He said, I'm doing something called Onpassive. You got to see it. I said, and I trusted Peter. That's why I went to Peter, because I trusted him. And he started telling me. Now, remember, the bar is low. For me, can I make money? Can the people I bring with me make money? Or the products in high demand? Boom. That's not a lot to ask for, okay? So I didn't need bells and whistles. Is it a fair game for everybody? And everybody can be successful. And he said, yes. So of course I questioned him to death. And then I went back to Mike and Dan and said, look, we got to join this, and blah, blah, blah. We all joined the same day. Just boom, boom, boom. Well, at that point, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Can I just ask, like, you obviously looked into it quite a bit and decided to call our CEO, Ash Mufareh.
Yeah, how that happened was we got in, and I said to Mike and Dan, I said, look, I want to meet Ash. Obviously, he's real busy. He doesn't know who we are. They said, well, how are you going to do that? I said, well, let's just make him come to us. How are you going to do that? Let's make a big enough splash and everybody will see it. So we built a group called Onpassive Nation, and we went really hard at building the team. And we were building it really heavy and hard. And obviously, Ash recognized it. He sees a group that's growing in the middle of nowhere, part of Onpassive. So one night I was sitting where I am now, and I got a phone call, and it was Ash. And he said, "Oh, this is Ash Mufareh." I said, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, whatever. And he said, "I'm watching what you guys are doing, and I got to know what's going on." So I just told him, I made a system where we build relationships with people, and as you're building a relationship, we share the business. It's totally the opposite. It takes longer, but I'd rather know people and build people than build a team of numbers. It just, to me, it doesn't make sense. So he said, "Oh, wonderful." He goes, "Yeah, I watched Mike's videos, and you guys are doing a fantastic job." I said, "Great." And he said, "Is there anything you could do, I could do for you?" And I went, ding, 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 ding. "Yes, come on our webinar." So he came on one Onpassive webinar, and that's the first time Ash actually really opened up and told how he felt about everything. And that he calls me a couple times a week now. I became friends with him. That wasn't the initial goal, but when you find something in common with somebody as much as what I was looking for and what this man's building, I was blown away. I was absolutely blown away. There hasn't been one conversation on the phone that he doesn't bring up everybody else. It's never about him. Never about him. What can I do for, even if I say something, can you do this, Ash? "Yeah, but can the average person do it?" And I went, no, then I won't do it. So it's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal. And that's what blew me away.
So, have you ever seen a business that has so much heart and have leaders with the same?
No, never. There isn't any. It's not a guess. There's none. You can waste your time looking. I have people come to me and I think this and I think this, and I'm a pretty nice guy. Just tell me I don't care what you think. There is nothing. Well, what about that? I said, you can't compare it to anything else. How come they're not launched? Well, let me guess. They got a business with 50 companies on one platform. They're going to be global. They've got over 350,000 people. He's building a foundation so then when it launches, it doesn't crash in a week. He's building the runway for this ship to land. And it's very smart. Costs a lot of money. He's spending millions a month right now. Millions. He flat out said that to me. And so we're in something that's unbelievable. I mean, I really believe that with all my heart. So
Yeah, I do too. I think it's awesome. So there's many people who've joined from all over the world who have no internet skills or computers. And we know 30% of Onpassive are Indians. How's this going to change their lives?
well, let's go back to one thing. The company's going to build for you. If you're in it, you win. You get in, you're paying the company every month. Everybody is. You pay the company every month to build your business. The beauty of it, you pay one time out of pocket. The rest of the time, it comes out of the profits from the business that the company's building for you. It's amazing. So everybody here and everybody in India, I don't care if you know anything about it. Listen, I always give this analogy. Two of the richest women in the world are the Walmart sisters. They don't even shop at Walmart. Okay? They don't buy things there, and they don't care if you're buying a telephone or a light. If they make a nickel or a dime off everything that goes past the cash register and you get paid, it's the same here. All of us here own cash registers. How many? The bigger it gets, the more cash registers. Now you're making money while you sleep. Somebody goes in and wants just the webinar service, they can get it. Somebody wants the IP tracker, they can get it. Somebody wants page builder, they can get it. And all for a price somewhere around $200. It's unheard of. We spend hundreds, if not thousands a month on tools to run our business now. We'll be able to take all that away. So.
Well, we have 212 countries in Onpassive. We have one platform, like you say, 50 products or 50 different companies under that one roof, one umbrella. Now, I've read there's nearly 5 million startup companies every year and 123,000 fail per day. That's like a 95% failure rate. So
Yep.
Ash will not put his name to something out there that's going to fail. So we are nearly
100%.
like, we are 99% ready to go, aren't we? So
Yes,
what are the
99%.
legalities he's waiting for? Can you
Okay.
say?
Yeah,
Like the
I'm
golden
trying to
ticket?
think, I'm trying to think of how to say it. I called him yesterday or day before because Mike made a video, and the video for me was walking on the edge, and I wanted to make sure we didn't go too far with. Now we were guessing, part of it's guessing, uh, about this legal and all that. And what I had looked, what I said to Ash was, I said, how I see it is, anytime you have a company that's moving millions of dollars back and forth, they have a spotlight on you. Okay. And most companies kind of dim the windows, and you can look through the window and see what they're doing, but you're not sure. That's called, they're doing an audit. With Ash, this is not just an audit. Ash told his people, open the door, let him in. Here's a flashlight. Here's a magnifying glass. Check everything. Check everything we've said, everything we've shipped, everything we've done. So he's actually made it more open than he had to, which is taking more time. But in the long run, when you get a company that volunteers to give you info that you didn't even ask for, that is great for everybody sitting here and the other 260,000 members. And I believe when I said that, he laughed, and yeah, it's something like that. So he is voluntarily showing his bedroom, bathroom, upstairs, attic, basement. That's what he's doing voluntarily. And that is mind blowing to me. No company does that. Most of them are hiding. So it took longer. It cost him money to do it, by the way. It cost him more money. But when it's done, I thought he was going for ISO sticker, which is ISO is the golden standard for businesses around the world, globally known out of London. We did it for our company I used to work for, called ISO 9000, and you have to qualify for it. It's very difficult. I thought he was doing something like that, but it's based on, hey, let us look at your records, and you give them what you have to give them. That's not Ash. Ask give them even if they don't ask for it. His own lawyers are blown away. Well, you don't have to do that. That's okay. The biggest question is, the banker sat across from him and goes, you could be one of the richest men in the world from what we investigated here. Why are you giving so much away? And he said, why not? That's
Yeah,
Ash.
pretty amazing. He's an amazing guy, isn't he? I mean,
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
yeah. So, okay, is there anyone who wants to ask anything? Jackie.
Marty, you were talking about the Onpassive having customers rather than the pyramid. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more about the difference?
Oh, this is what makes the company different. Everybody, when it launches, all of us, and everybody that ever comes into Onpassive is a customer. Where companies get in trouble is when everybody's an affiliate, and the only way you're maintaining the company is by getting more affiliates. We're all customers. Now, we're going to be customers that are also founders, which you'll have for the rest of your life. And you're also a reseller. You're an independent reseller. Now, after the launch, there will be no more founders ever. But then you could be a reseller, which in old terms is called a affiliate. But all of us are customers. It's so powerful that you're a customer, because when other countries or governments look at a company, they go, what is maintaining this company to even exist? And what's maintaining this company to exist is people buying products. Fantastic. You can go forever that way. He built the company so that it's company-based, customer-based. It's beautiful. And it's for that reason. A lot of companies fold because they're affiliate-based. And that's where people look at and say, wait a minute, so if we don't bring in more affiliates, does the company fold? Yes. That's not the case for us. If they will bring in no more founders, they don't need to. They don't even need any resellers. When this launches, they don't need anybody to promote the business. No one. They're too big. And because we're all customer, I'm going to use everything they have. And some of you guys will use part of what they have, if not all of it. That's a customer. The difference is you don't have to spend $1,000 or $1,200 a month. You can spend $200. And a customer, when they go to get a webinar service, they don't know who we are. You could have 10,000 customers, and they're not going to know who Mark is or Kevin or me or you guys. They're not going to know. I don't want them to know. The company's taking care of all of it. They have a problem. Customer service is in every department, every company. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, customers, it's a big deal. Any business you get in, if it's not customer driven, I wouldn't do it. Though they fold in 90 days. So I hope I answered you.
Marty, I've got a question for all the naysayers and everyone out there saying it's a scam. What do you have to say to them?
I don't want to say it in front of the ladies. I'm just kidding. No, well, I'll tell you what I say. I don't, nobody says it to me anymore, but if somebody did, I would say, I think this is a scam. I said, okay, you're probably right. See you later. Goodbye. They're going, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know. Well, then don't say it. You called me on here to give me the info. I'll give you the info. But if you already know what you know, I'm not here to convince you. I could care less if you get in there or not. This is a gift for you. You don't want it, don't take it. There's 7 trillion people on the planet. I don't need you. Now that's what I say. I'm not saying everybody is saying that, but I don't defend Onpassive. You don't need to. It's a great idea. It's great for people. And some people where they get in trouble is they think they need to know everything. Well, what happens there is the more you say, the more questions you get. And there's some people that walk around and they only want to ask you a question until they can trip you up. That's their business. They're not in the business to find out anything. They're in to see if they can mess you up. And I don't play that game. They're playing the game I want to play. When I start the conversation, I'm telling them what they ask for, and I tell them. But I've had guys, the nastiest people you ever met, that are the biggest cheerleaders for Onpassive today. And they were originally, I couldn't stand them. I said, look, I don't want to work with you anyway. Just let's have a good life and I'll see you later. And they won't get off the phone. And eventually they calm down. Because remember, most people come up to you with a shield. Why? Because they've been burnt 900 times before. So it's not just negativity. They're scared to death. And they think if they come out with, this is a scam, he's no good, he went to jail, he robs people. And look, I'm the wrong guy to talk about that. That doesn't even make sense to me. I know all about Ash Mufareh. It's not true. I don't want to talk about it. Do you want to hear what the business is about? I'll tell you. If you already got a preconception of what it is, I'm not here to convince you. Have a nice day. That's all. That's what I tell them.
Hi, Marty. It's Mark from Brisbane. How are you, mate?
Fantastic, Mark.
All right. My question is twofold. Number one, if all right, from an operational standpoint, because I've had this question a few times. We're saying that Onpassive is a $97 US payment, and then basically it's fully funded going forward. But what's going to happen is as soon as Gofounders finish, we're going to move into Onpassive, and there's going to be another fee. I had one guy come back to me, and I suppose he's right in many ways. He said, "What? But we've got to pay again to go into Onpassive, where you're saying it's a 97, you're paying 97 once, and that's it." How would you answer that one?
Well, the $97, if you believe, not if you hope, but if you believe like we do, everybody here believes, $97, I get an opportunity, for me, for example, 20 months to build a team before it launches. Okay, so Onpassive by itself, even with the tools in Onpassive, has products and their tools for building team building. So it's legit. They can charge for that. But let's remember, Ash only charged once. I have never paid another time in the last 20 months. That's to be able to lock in a spot early. The company Onpassive, which is the main thing, is not what we're doing now. We're all going to move into Onpassive. Everybody needs to buy that product one time. The difference is you don't even have to pay the 97. Don't be a founder. Wait until the company launches. If you were a reseller after it launches and you said, I want to join, you're going to pay one time out of pocket. The difference is it's two companies. One is a team building site that we're on now, giving us the opportunity to build a team. And I recommend to do that highly because you magnify your payments. You get where you want to get a lot quicker. And then if you want to wait, and I tell people this, well, it says twice, same thing you hear, Mark. I hear the same stuff. I just tell them, then don't do it. Well, I want to be a founder. Okay, that's going to cost you $97. It's two different things.
Yeah.
So pay the 97, but the business itself, you'll pay one time. But to be able to be a founder, which I think everybody here doesn't know, and I don't even know all this, the benefits of being a founder as the doors open to this crazy business that we're not going to, where we won't even believe it, there'll be perks in there for us that we don't know yet. Bonuses and stuff will happen with founders that nobody else will have. And let me tell you something, if a year, 2 years down the road comes, and after 5 million people join the company, and they go to your website and they look at something or they see something and they see that little emblem that you're a founder, it'll be a big deal. Trust me. Trust me. I mean, here's the other thing that I brought this up in the German webinar the other day. When we talk about customers and all that, did you know that Amazon created 40,000 millionaires? Okay. And they're affiliates. You bought stuff from Amazon to an affiliate, you don't even know it. You have no idea. If you bought something from Amazon, it could be from a Marty in Idaho who's an affiliate selling something for Amazon, and he got a little nickel, and he does it a lot, he's a millionaire. Same with Onpassive. The difference is more people will be on the founder side and the customer side, and Ash is going to take his piece, but everybody gets a chunk. Everybody. It's really cool. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I do have a question. So say if there's large companies with more than 100 staff, say, and they want to use the products for their staff, do all the staff have to have their own accounts?
No. In fact, I picture that, Lisa. That is what's going to happen. Companies are going to get in that do a lot of webinars and stuff like that. And they'll get in, use the webinar service. Now, the difference will be, let's say a company gets in underneath you, a mid-sized company, and they get in, and Johnny wants to broadcast a meeting through the webinar service and on Onpassive, and it's 5,000 people. The 5,000 people will come in, they put their name and their email, and they listen to the webinar, whatever the CEO wants to talk about. But they also signed up as a 7-day free trial.
Yeah.
So they get to go through this little mall or circus to see everything that's there. And some of them will become customers or even resellers. Now, the guy, John, that did it, maybe didn't do this on the intent of making a separate business, right? He's not. He's just doing it so he can talk to his employees. But also, John, when he does it, he's going to see a box in the corner of his back office where he runs the webinar, and there's going to be money accumulating in that. He's going to go, what is that? And he clicks on it. If you want this money, you need to be a reseller. Clicks the reseller, boom, he made $500 or whatever's in there. I'm just giving a number. I don't know how long it's going to take. But that's the power of this company, is it's all going to go viral. Some people won't be customers. Some people, I just went, that's okay. You don't have to. But when it's linked to everything you do, it's mind blowing. I told somebody, so yeah, I have a business I'm passionate about. I don't want to grow Onpassive. I said, okay, but I guarantee you have the same problem as everybody else. What's that? You're going to bring people in your business that don't know how to market. Right. So what are you going to offer them for tools? I got to get a Mayweather. No. Why don't you just give them the same package you just bought? Still do your business, but they have the same package you have. Now you're building two businesses. Yeah. I don't care which one you have passion for. The second one's going to build automatically because everybody that comes in guaranteed don't know how to drive traffic, right? That's why we're all here. So it's a win-win. Now, when people think of that, they go, oh my God, the light goes off in their head because they're not thinking. I'm not telling you don't lose your passion for what you have. A lot of people are going to have other businesses, but what you still, I don't care what business you build, if you don't help them build, they're going to quit, right? But if you get them in the business where you can be a guru on day one because you're getting traffic, you get all the tools, you get everything. It's a win-win. That's how I would look at it as somebody that has another business. I'm only going to do Onpassive, but there's millions that won't. But everything's tied together. It's amazing. The more you learn, sleepless nights talk about, I call Ash and ask him one question. And by the time I get off the phone, I forgot what I asked him. No, because he's thrown something else at me that has blown that out of the water. And I'm like, what the heck did I call him for? But yeah, we're in something pretty neat. I love it.
Yeah, me too. Obsessed.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Marty.
Yeah.
Marty, when we launch, how many products will we be able to use at the start? Like we pay one fee. What will we get for
whatever they have. Not only whatever they have, in the next 5 years, whatever they create, we get it as part of the one fee. We never get it charged again, never ever. It's ours for life, no matter. And remember, Ash did something that most tech companies don't. Tech companies hire a tech team to do a specific task. When the task is done, they let them go. They don't want to hold them on because they don't want to pay their salary. Ash got them on, he's paying them for life because he wants everybody to think 5 years ahead. That's how you stay ahead. So it's a cool thing. But the soft launch, not all of them. Just a few products we'll be able to use, and he wants us to try to break them to make sure they're okay. That's part of the soft launch. But the main launch, though, will have every one of them. Whatever, okay. All 50 of them or whatever. There's probably more than we think there is. But right now, I know there's 50. That's what I heard.
Awesome. So if you have an existing business, how would Onpassive fit in? Like, what would they have? Their domain name? Could you explain a little?
Well, let's say you had I don't know. Let's say you're in a business that sells socks, right? There is a business out there that sells socks, believe it or not. But anyway, you have a business that sells socks. You can make a page because they're going to have a page builder, a funnel builder, make your own page, and Onpassive is going to drive the traffic for you. And remember this: when you get in, this is what's going to be really neat. Is because it's so big already. I mean, you got almost 500,000 people. When it has millions of people, and I can get in, and let's say I look and in my 50-mile radius of where I live, there's 200 founders. 20 of them are car salesmen. I could get in, get a hold of Bob and say, Bob, do you have this certain car? Yes. Send the money to Bob through my back office and order a car, and he has it delivered. So I think all that's possible. Now, do I know that for sure? But no, I'm thinking that. I'm thinking you're going to be able to do anything you want and advertise anything you want. I mean, any company that can get 1 million opt-ins in 4 days, I mean, it's nothing for it. I'll tell you an example. Mike and myself gave Ash liked the video that not that I did. It was a public webinar video. And he liked one of Mike's videos. And he said, well, let me give you a little extra views. 250,000 views in 3 days. Who can do that? I can't do that. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
So he could turn the faucet on or turn it down, whatever. But I think the viral is going to blow people away. Because as soon as people hear about Onpassive, can you imagine? People are going to punch in on Google, what is Onpassive? And all those people are going to be customers underneath us. It's just going to happen. And the reason the free trial is, guarantee if you tell somebody you could have Zoom or you can have whatever it is, and you get to compare free, unlimited on one side, like the Zoom that Ash has now, that I run on Thursday and Tuesday, I think he pays $7,000 a month for it. That's crazy. And 2,500 people, it's already given problems. I don't know if you guys notice sometimes it's looping and Ash is upside down and whatever, right? So you know there's something wrong. I've had it freeze. I mean, we're going over 5,000 people now. People are really starting to show interest. So he upgraded. I think it'll hold 10,000 now, but it's outrageous amount of money. One product, and we're talking about Onpassive, $200 to have 50 better than. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Pretty
Certainly
cool.
is. Any other questions?
Marty, if you could give your top myth busting, your top 3, what would they be about Onpassive? Like if people come to you saying 1, 2, and 3, and you go, nah, it's this, this, and this, what would they be?
Myth busting one.
Yeah.
Ash is a scammer and he stole millions of dollars, and Onpassive is a scam and it's not real. And what's the other one? None of it's true. I looked into all of it. Like I looked up Ash, and his whole career was online. And I'll give you an example of what happened, which is really sad. But he was in many different companies, and he would come out on top because he's a very good marketer. You know, he would be a super affiliate, it's called. I believe one company he had 60,000 people under him. Now, what drove him crazy was when he did get there, he couldn't bring anybody with him because there's no way he could share what he knows. So what he did was he said, well, I'm going to build a system to give to the people on my team so they have a chance to do as well as I did. So he built this system, paid for it out of his pocket, tens of thousands of dollars, gave it to the people. About 1% used it. The rest of them just didn't want to do anything. I mean, let's face the facts. Some of the 97% are just lazy as crap, okay? They would just want money to fall on them. But he built a whole system for them. Then the company would fold. Now, he never charged anybody for the system, but here's what happens. With these companies that are in hiding, when they fold, automatically the people, the affiliates, look up and say, who can we blame this on? And there's smiley face Ash, because he's out in the open, so they want to blame everything on him, and it wasn't even his company. He got burnt too. And then the people complained about the system. He goes, I didn't charge him for it. I gave it to him. That kind of stuff. And then people go, oh, he's stealing money. Look, you can't even hand 10 grand to somebody across the street in the United States without the FBI knocking on your door. You're not going to move millions of dollars back and forth and not be in jail. Ash is driving around, sunglasses in his car in Orlando. I mean, he's not hiding anything. So that was one myth. The company being a scam is just a bunch of arrogant people because they don't know. And I go back to most people are terrified because they've been burnt. I've lost tens of thousands of dollars. I lost $50,000 just in Bitcoin. Not because Bitcoin wasn't any good, but the people that were running the outfit were there to scam your money and walk away, and they did. And that happens. And because that happens so much, the next guy that pops up, come on, if you look at Onpassive from the outside, originally you go, that's too good to be true. There's no freaking way is that going to work, right? We all did it. But I'm thinking it was so crazy, it must be right. I just looked at it totally different. Nobody in their right mind would do this. There's got to be something there. And I just went on and on and on. And then I got to meet him and said, yeah, that guy is exactly what he says he is. He's a Frankenstein, a good Frankenstein, but he's that guy. So okay, I don't know if I answered or not, but I just be upfront with them. And then remember one thing, you can't convince anybody. Don't even try. Just say, if you believe that, that's fine. Have a good day. I'll see you later. And they won't leave, by the way, if you do that.
That's right. Well, Marty, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your knowledge and views on Onpassive. And you're doing a great job on the Leadership Council too, and just being out there helping everybody. So we are so grateful to you. Thank you from Team Australia. And we'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for inviting me. I had a great time.